Have you ever noticed how we often imagine change happening in big moments? A fresh start, a big decision, a Monday morning, a life breakthrough, or a dramatic transformation. And yet, when you really think about it, isn't life mostly made up of tiny moments? A conversation, a habit, a choice, a walk, a pause, a hug, a moment where you decided to be a little kinder to yourself. And maybe recently you found yourself thinking, I want things to feel a little different. I want to feel lighter. I want to feel more like myself again. But then comes the overwhelming question, where do I even begin? And if that sounds familiar, I want to gently offer something today. Becoming the person you want to be, maybe it begins with something much smaller, much softer. So let's explore that together. I can't wait to start this episode today because I'm bouncing with so many ideas. So grab a glass of water and a warm cup of tea. And if you can, just sit back for a few minutes, relax and enjoy this episode. Hello and a warm welcome to my podcast show, Your Fertility Counselor. I'm your host, Tanya Fessler, and together we will dive into all things fertility, offering support, expert insights, and practical evidence-based advice for anyone navigating their fertility journey. So grab a cup of tea and make yourself comfortable. Let's get started. Hello and a warm welcome back. Last week we explored the question, who do I want to be? And today I want to gently ask, how do I start becoming? And here is something I deeply believe. You don't become through pressure. You become through practice. Tiny moments. It's those tiny choices. It's those tiny acts of care, repeated gently. Because often we think becoming looks dramatic, but life rarely changes that way. It changes very quietly and slowly and lovingly, one tiny moment at a time. A glass of water instead of skipping care for yourself, or a walk without your phone. 5 minutes in the sun, going to bed earlier, laughing more, or texting someone, I was thinking of you, or telling someone, I love you, saying no to something that drains you, and saying yes to something that lights you up. And maybe this sounds too simple, but here is something really important. Small actions teach your nervous system something powerful. They quietly say, I matter. I'm safe enough to care for. Joy is allowed. And this matters so much, especially if life has felt stressful or heavy or uncertain, as life is. But because sometimes after difficult seasons, we forget how to choose ourselves. Forget how to play, forget how to soften, and forget what joy even looks like. And perhaps becoming isn't about becoming someone else at all. Maybe it's about gently returning to yourself. So today, let me offer you 3 loving reminders. The first one I want to share, tiny things matter more than you think. We completely underestimate tiny moments, but tiny moments shape identity. One loving choice, repeated often enough, becomes confidence, trust, self-respect, connection, and resilience. So, this is why it's so important to keep going on with tiny things for yourself. The second reflection that came through my mind when I was brainstorming for today was to do something that makes your inner child smile. For those who know me, they know how much I care about the inner child work, how much I love it, to explore it. It's one of the most wonderful ways in therapy to bring that inner connection back again, to offer perspectives and healing, to offer understanding, compassion to people who maybe lost that connection. So I really, really love this one and feel so passionate about it because somewhere inside all of us, there is still a younger version of us. And that one is curious. It's playful, hopeful, maybe a little tired too sometimes. So ask yourself, what used to make me feel alive and happy? Was it maybe swimming or movement? Was it dancing, reading, maybe baking? Or was it like music, nature, drawing, lying in the grass and doing absolutely nothing? And then gently ask, what tiny version of that could I bring back this week? And if you're absolutely at loss right now, who that inner child could look like, how it could look like, maybe you can scroll through your photo album or ask even your parents to choose their favorite photo of you when you were a younger version of yourself. And then look at that photo. And maybe sometimes I even say, to be really connected with that one, maybe you want to even print it out. Put it into a photo frame of yours and put it on your desk. To really nurture that connection with that young me. That young me at the age of 5 or 6 didn't know about how the future will evolve, didn't know what you know now, didn't know whether they will ultimately meet the love of their life, whether they will make it through those hard, tough years in school. They didn't know what kind of job they will end up doing. They didn't know whether they would do any career, what kind of career. All what mattered to them back then at the age of 5 or 6 was to feel alive, to feel happy with that innocence that a child carries, to love, to accept love as it is. Tiny little love moments as they were presented to them. And then the third reflection I came across when I was brainstorming is love grows in small moments too. Not only with yourself, with people you love. A longer hug, a kind message, holding hands, a shared walk, sitting outside together. For me, walking every morning with my husband is like a fixed appointment in my calendar. And for those mornings where maybe because of certain things happening in life, appointments, whatever, we can't make it to do that walk together, I truly miss it. There is something in there that is so deeply connecting. So if there is something that you want to do more of, please don't wait and do it now. And then asking that person, how are you really? Sometimes connection returns quietly, one tiny moment at a time. So before we close today, I want to offer you a small exercise. Something simple and something loving. Take a slow breath now. And then ask yourself, what is one tiny loving thing I can do for myself this week? Not a huge one, tiny. It could be a nourishing breakfast, a swim, or 10 quiet minutes, or maybe calling a friend, watching a sunset, buying flowers to yourself, resting, or just laughing. And then ask, what is one tiny loving thing I can do for someone I deeply care about? It could be a message. For those that are more traditional like me, writing a letter or a little card, putting it on a nightstand, it can make a day for someone else. A hug, or a coffee, or having a real conversation, really listening, or a thank you, a little moment of presence. And finally ask, if tiny things shape who I become, what tiny thing feels aligned with the person I want to be? Because maybe becoming doesn't happen all at once. Maybe it happens quietly, in an evolving way, in moments, in choices, in kindness. And perhaps the person you're becoming is already gently unfolding, one tiny loving act at a time. Thank you for being here with me today. And if this episode felt meaningful, I'm so happy for you. It really fills me with so much joy, knowing that maybe there was one statement, one word, one sentence, or one little tiny exercise that resonated with you and that made your day. Or maybe even changed or shifted some of the energy. I feel truly blessed to be in the space I am, and I couldn't be more grateful. So if there is someone in your life that you feel like this would be great, empowering, healing, whatever, for that person that you love and care so much, please share. Thank you for keep sharing and spreading the word. And I can't wait to see you back again next week. Until then, be gentle with yourself, take good care, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Fertility Counselor podcast. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. If you need support or have any questions, reach out to us via email at inquiries@counselingconnects.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Fertility Connects. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to learn more about us and the services we offer, head to www.fertilityconnects.com. And if you're looking for support beyond fertility, visit www.counselingconnects.com. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.